This looks innocent, doesn't it? I'm obviously mimicking a celebration that caught some buzz in the cricket circles, but what does a celebration style tell you about a player? Apparently quite a bit. The art of celebrating a moment in a game has transformed over the decades. In earlier times, a handshake, polite claps, and a pat on the shoulder greeted record-breaking performances. That's alien now, because today it's more visceral. It's chest thumping, fist bumping, t-shirt ripping, guttural moments. It's a sports person's calling card. But today the focus is this moment. It happened last night at the Indian Premier League. Indian cricketer Virat Kohli mimicking South Africa's Riley Rossouw's celebration to send him off. The celebration pose was replicated when Rossouw's wicket fell. Virat Kohli was not the bowler. He wasn't even the fielder who caught the delivery to dismiss Rossouw. But he sure made it a point to tell Rossouw off in the exact manner that Rossouw celebrated his 50 with. Now look, I'm no moral police here. Far from that. Those who know me well, at least a little, will know I'm up for a good contest. And as fans, we all love that. We love these celebration styles. They are unique. They bring you closer to the player and they make watching a match more interesting. So what's the problem? Well, these celebration styles and poses have become a statement, a jibe, a way to poke and jeer the opposition. Well, that is what Virat Kohli was doing there. Bengaluru had posted a massive 241 on board and Punjab was trying to chase that down. They've done monumental things in the season, not very consistently though. Riley Rossouw was going strong and looking very dangerous. He reached his half-century and celebrated that in style, getting down on one knee and fashioning a bazooka out of his bat to say he was sending it all over the park. He was going all guns blazing. He reached 61 before holding out to Will Jacks on the ropes. Virat Kohli came running in from his fielding position, paused for dramatic effect, fashioned a gun with his hands and pretend shot Rossouw. It sounded all cool and classy and rather witty, and maybe Rossouw was a good sport because it seems like they had a laugh about it later. But what if it was not taken too well because that was a jibe? Or was it okay because it was Virat Kohli? And the king can't be wrong. Now, the reason I ask is because just some weeks ago, a Kolkata player, Harshit Rana, engaged in some celebrations too, in his own style when he dismissed Hyderabad franchise's Mayank Agarwal. He blew him a kiss. The BCCI or the Indian Cricket Board weren't as romantic or sweet gestured in response. They slapped him with a 60% match fee. Okay, they felt he had taken celebrations and the act of celebrating a wicket rather far. That there was disrepute brought to the game, their words of course. And maybe Rana did rub it in the batter's face after dismissing him. But Virat Kohli was passing on a jibe to Rossouw too, was he not? He was basically giving it back to him, saying his team had the last laugh. Pretend shooting him out. Are there different yardsticks for different players? And come on, we know Virat Kohli loves a good contest. It drives him to do well. And we like it when he does that, especially in the India colours. Just last year, when he was playing West Indies, after hitting a West Indian bowler, Kesrick Williams, for a 6, Virat Kohli kept his bat down and pretended to tick off something. And when asked later about that gesture, he said he was only mimicking Kesrick Williams' celebration style because he remembered Williams doing exactly that when he had dismissed Virat Kohli earlier. Now, I'm not questioning the intent here. A banter, a bit of rivalry, a few jibes here and there is all great for the game. It keeps the personality, the characters alive, and it keeps the audience hooked. So then why slap a fine on certain players and let the legendary ones off the hook, is my question. What is the fine line that divides an innocent celebration from an unsportsmanlike send-off? Was the BCCI being selective here? Because such things happen all over the world. Celebration styles that are almost mocking the opponent or the fans who are supporting the opponent. As much as enjoying that moment or mini victory, footballers are the OGs when it comes to this, like the finger on the lips pose. It was famously celebrated by footballer Rahul to silence the opposition and their fans, or cupping the hands behind the ears to indicate sarcastically that the crowd has fallen silent. miming a weapon as a famous form of celebration, and then the controversial ones that the governing bodies frown upon because they feel it is not being too modest in victory, like removing the jersey after a goal. Well, that was okay, only until 2004. It came under excessive celebrations as per FIFA laws and results in a yellow card. The famous incident, of course, involved Andre Iniesta, who was punished for the celebration in the 2010 World Cup final. It didn't spare the women either. Chloe Kelly was booked during the UEFA Women's 2022 final for a similar celebration that was praised by the media as an empowering act. I'd say that too. Now, across seas, many years before this clampdown, of course, Indian cricketer and captain back then, Sourav Ganguly's famous bare-chested t-shirt twirl was heralded as India's coming-of-age moment against arch-rivals England. So where is the line where you can say one action is all right and the other is not in keeping with the spirit of the game or the decorum sportspersons need to maintain? Recently, Sri Lankan and Bangladesh cricket teams have been ribbing each other constantly, indicating a watch and a timed-out gesture, mocking each other. This is with reference to the World Cup timed-out dismissal of Angelo Matthews, of course. So if celebrations is all about personality, encouraging clashes, a friendly banter once in a while, fueling rivalry, then why put a lid on it? Or is it a convenient tool to punish a target that is easy and turn the head the other way when someone else does it? So that a governing body can still come across as being disciplinary, but probably not every time. Should there be a blanket lift on any celebration then and send off as long as words are not exchanged? What do you think?
Firstpost reports from the world's second largest continent. Hello, I'm Alison Lagrange. A very warm welcome from Durban, South Africa. We get you the news and the newsmakers from Africa. South Africa goes to the polls on the 29th of May. I will track the election and bring you ground reports. Is it the end of the road for the African National Congress? And will former President Jacob Zuma stage a dramatic comeback? From elections to climate change to innovations and opportunities. As the world's attention shifts, we report from Africa, the heart of the global South. Join me every weekday live on Firstpost.